I'm Bob Clay, a systems engineer at Cisco Systems, and we've put together a demo of zero-touch provisioning. So real quick, if you look on the slide, with iOS XE 16, you can manage your whole life cycle of your infrastructure. Today we're going to talk about day 0, which is basically device onboarding. And we're going to use an open networking process called zero-touch provisioning, and we use several open networking tools with iOS XE 16 running on, for example, a Catalyst 9300. So logically, what we'll show here is we're going to power on a Cisco switch. It's going to reach out to a DHCP server, and it's going to get an IP address, and it's going to get a web server address, and it's going to get the name of a Python script. The next thing it does is after it receives that information from DHCP, it's going to contact the HTTP server and request that Python script, and then it's going to take that Python script, load it into guest shell, and execute that script. And in our demo, what we'll show is that Python script basically goes through a process to provision the switch. So we'll pause now and we'll move over to where the switch is. So before we proceed over to the lab, I want to give you a block diagram of our setup. So you'll see 2 devices. Basically, you'll see an ENCS box. This is a network function virtualization box. And on that box, there'll be some switch ports. And inside this box here is what's running virtually inside. So there's a vSwitch running, and we have 8 gigabit Ethernet ports. And then inside we have an Ubuntu server. And on that Ubuntu server, we'll have 3 services. We have a DHCP server, a web server, and a JSON server. And this basically simulates the customer network so that when you plug the switch in, it contacts these devices for provisioning the network. And now we'll move over to the lab and show you the boot up. Okay, great. Well, so I'm here with Jason Whitaker, and we're from Advanced Services, and we put this demo together. So what we have here is a switch, and as Brad will come forward, I'll show you that there's no startup config on it. If I do show startup, it's basically as it came out of the box, so startup config is not present. So we're going to type a reload command, which will basically simulate the boot up process. So I'll go ahead and type that. And we're starting the reload now, so you can probably pause it because you're going to see a lot of... Okay, so where you see now, we see no config present. So now the zero-touch provisioning process is starting. Okay, so now you see we have some messages about setting guest shell up, and the auto configuration feature is starting. Pause now. Go ahead. Okay, so now you see it's actually going through guest shell, started successfully.
And there's the information back from the REST server. That's the results.
So you see some command warnings. These aren't anything to worry about.
And at this point, the box should be provisioned with the IBNS2 template.
So if I hit enter, okay, so now you see the host name. So you see host name, remember, and then if I type enable, it has our password, and show show IP interface brief. So there's our statically assigned IP address on our management interface. If we do show run interface gig, I think it's 1/0/1. There's our configuration. We put a source template. And you can do show derived configuration interface gig 1/0/1, and you'll see that this is actually more lines as we have a template there, and you see our .1x configuration, etc. So we've successfully provisioned the switch with zero-touch provisioning.
Great.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, one other thing we wanted to show that makes the solution more complete than just blasting out a generic config is we needed a way to differentiate the box depending on the location that it was going to go. If the box was destined for another city, another country, another region of the world, we needed a way to put that information in, and that's what the REST call, the purpose of the REST call is for. The response that we get back is the switch, when it runs the Python script in guest shell, it submits to the REST service its serial number. So in this case, this is the 9300. This was the actual reply, this section of code here. This is the actual reply from the REST server. And here we can see that it maps to the serial number presented by the switch with the appropriate IP information, host name. We can put other pieces of information in there. This is an undefined length list. We can make it anything we want, but for the purposes of ZTP, that is the information we care about. This is the 3650, and you can see here that it's the exact same reply. However, different serial number. So the 3650 submitted a different serial number, and we got the information appropriate for that device. So demo 3650 with a different IP address, but with the same default gateway and net mask.
Great. Thank you guys. Very helpful. Very much appreciated.
No
Thank
problem.
you.